For this parasha, it's Parshat Pinchas. There is few interesting subjects in this parasha. But first of all, we'll talk about who was Pinchas. Pinchas was a grandson of Aaron HaKohen, and the story said that when, after the last parasha, we read about Balak, and about how he tried to curse on Israel. And we explained that Balak is he is in a parallel, in analogy, it's compared to one of the sides of the Sitra Achra that wants to go to fight with Israel, to fight with the wrong, with the right thing that Am Israel doing. And because of this, Balak wanted very much feared for Am Israel, because all the idea of the evil being in the world, it's only in order to challenge us to overcome them. However, when Am Israel doing its work and bringing the wisdom of God to everyone in the world, this become a big challenge for the Sitra Achra, because its existence became in risk. He is not able to live with a being that only goodness and righteousness being in the world. And hence, he will do anything to fight whom wants the justice, to ensure the justice, to ensure morality, to ensure the right way, the straight way, the Israel way. Israel in Hebrew, it's Yashar El, the straight way from God. And like that, we see that before Bilam, who was a magician that came to curse Am Israel, left and went to his place after he did not succeed to curse Am Israel, when he succeeded only to bless them, then he gave one advice to Am Israel, to Balak. What he said? Elohim shel elu soneh zima. The God of this nation hate immorality. Immorality relations. So I give you a suggestion. Send girls to Am Israel, try to temptate them, and because they will be tempted, they will get punished. This is what the Midrash said. This is not just the Midrash, the Torah itself said that this is what the story. And the Torah said after the story of Balak, after all the Balak was trying to take Am Israel, to vanish Am Israel with the curse of Bilam, still he was trying, he sent people, sent ladies to the leaders of Am Israel, and one of them, Kosbi Batsur, just a second. Kosbi Batsur, she was, Torah said, Rosh Umot Beit Av Midianu. She was one of the people who leading this nation, the Midianites. So Balak sent actually his daughter. Not his daughter, the daughter of a king. And in order to make the people of Am Yisrael to do sins, and what the story was, they were sitting, waiting for them, bringing some stuff to sell, the ladies, and when they were waiting for them, they were waiting for the Jewish people, and the Jewish people were going and traveling and seeing the goods, and then suddenly they were tempting them. After that, they were making them to do avodah zarah. Why? At the time of the excitement, she was forcing him. And then was a big disease came to Am Yisrael. 24,000 people. 24,000 people said that kulam, all of them from the tribe of Shimon. The tribe of Shimon had a president. The president of the tribe name was Zimri ben Salu. Nasi Bet Avla Shimoni was not a simple, he was not the president of the entire tribe, but he was one of the leaders, one of the top leaders of the tribe of Shimon. And he himself was very respected fellow, very smart, very knowledgeable, very Torah learned. And he felt that he can take one of these ladies of Midian. And again, all the trick was to make Am Yisrael to do the thing, even that in their mind of Am Yisrael, there was nothing. They didn't want to do any kind of thing. But they sent the girls in order to tempt them. Now, one of the head of the tribes, he himself took, and then was a very awkward situation. As per the halacha, he should not be killed. There is a punishment for this kind of thing. There is no punishment that Beit Din can do to him. Which means if they coming tomorrow to a judge after the halacha, yes, he might be getting Malkot. If he wants to do repentance, he need to do tshuva, he need to give some offering. But halachically, there is no death penalty for this kind of thing. However, in the same moment, the embarrassment of Moshe, the embarrassment of the entire tribe was tremendous. The embarrassment of the entire nation. Not just embarrassment from the actual act. The embarrassment was from the fact that this border has been broken. Something which was not allowed, something which was not allowed to be done by a leader of a tribe, not a tribe, but of a huge family in the nation of Israel. And he's doing it publicly. And this kind of things brought immediate big punishment to the entire nation. Because more people started to do that. Moshe was standing in a situation which he didn't know how to react to it, how to respond to such thing. How he can respond to a situation which is one of, let's say, legally, he cannot punish him. However, morally, what he done, it's a disaster. The situation which it's brought to the entire nation of Am Yisrael, it was disaster. was there one fellow, the grandson of Aaron HaKohen, not a son, grandson, which means he was not yet in a position which is, he was one of the leaders of Israel. He was young. In the end of the day, was there still Moshe and Aaron and all the Batei Din, all the people of Am Israel, 70 Zkenim. He was not one of those. Was one young guy, yeah, he's the grandson, he was close to Aaron HaKohen, but not a leader in position. And he came in front of Moshe and Aaron. He said, Moshe and Aaron, see this disgrace. Why you are not doing anything? He said, what we can do? Then he tells him, we learn in the Bet Midrash that there is a merit to people who feel the rage of God, they feel that right now the name of God has been disgraced due to this action, and they can allow to take an initiative and do something, and they can even kill you. He said, you are right, we learned this halakha. Now you said this halakha, you should do it. Why? You mentioned it, you should do it. Why? Because it's not something that Moshe and Aaron can tell. It's supposed to be of real rage and real wish only to do the justice in front of God. It cannot come from any subjective feeling. And once he did it, once he said it, Moshe Rabbeinu told whomever said the halakha, Karyana de Igreta, whomever said this halakha should immediately do and execute what he says. Karyana de Igreta, Ihu leheve farvanka, which means someone that say the judgment, he should do the judgment. This is what Moshe Rabbeinu answered him. Then immediately he took the sword in his hand and he came and he killed Kozbi Batsur and Zimri ben Salut together during their disgrace act. He killed them in one sword, and many miracles, Rashi said, that have been to him. First of all, many people wanted to kill him. Many people wanted, after he did this, he killed the leader of a big tribe in Israel. And it's not, you're not coming out of it easily. And many miracles happened to him, that he took the sword in his hand. We said later on that Hashem made him, even that in the beginning he was not serving as Kohen, because he was a grandson that born before Aaron became a Kohen. And then Hashem also nominated him as a Kohen, uplifted him, and he was one of the most important Kohanim in Beit HaMikdash because of this action. But then another miracle that the sword, the bodies, he came out with the sword out with two bodies on the sword, and the body didn't come down, in order that he will not get impure for being a Kohen. And this, just some of the miracles. The Gemara mentioned some more. Then we hear that immediately then the disease has been stopped. No more sick people in Am Israel. Hashem said to Moshe Rabbeinu פנחס בן אלעזר בן אהרון הכהן, השיב את חמתי מעל בני ישראל. He returned my anger on בני ישראל. Because he fight my fights, and I didn't needed to continue punish on Am Israel, because Hashem doesn't want to punish Am Israel. Therefore, tell him I'm giving him my covenant of peace. And this is what Pinchas did. Now it's known that Pinchas is the same neshama of Eliyahoo HaNavi. Eliyahoo HaNavi did something very similar. Eliyahoo HaNavi was living in a time of a king named Achav. The same king and his wife was encouraging idol worship in Israel. They were encouraging corruption. Eliyahoo, one of his actions, it was that he burned alive 120 false prophets, Nevi'ei Baal. He killed them, and then the entire kingdom, Achav, was running after him, and his wife Isabel was running after him to capture him and to kill him. He had to run. He had to hide. He promised that the story was that he promised that will not be a rain, and really for 3 years was no rain in Eretz Israel, until Hashem requested from Pinchas, from Elyahoo, to return the rain, because Hashem didn't want to break the words of Elyahoo. What is this? We see one of the most prophets that we're waiting for him, for Mashiach, it's Elyahoo. We know, we doesn't say that Achia Shiloni, which was also a very big prophet, will come and will tell us about news of Mashiach. We doesn't say that Yaakov Avinu will come. We doesn't say that Moshe Rabbeinu will come and tell us about Mashiach. We say Elyahoo. Now I have a question to you. Once Elyahoo will come, how you will know it's Elyahoo? You will tell, if someone will tell you I am Eliyahoo HaNavi, you will think that probably he's mad. So what is the way that we will know it's Eliyahoo HaNavi? And what is this actually the meaning of Eliyahoo HaNavi? What is the meaning of why we say that Pinchas u Eliyahoo? Pinchas u Eliyahoo. So, as we see, that Eliyahoo HaNavi and the Pinchas character is a character that people who used judgment, not just they used as the power of kindness of God and everything, but they use also the power of judgment in order to bring the words of God to the world. Eliyahoo HaNavi was not feared to go against the kingdom and to kill 120 people. Actually, I think it's more, but if I remember correctly, it's 120. Oh, anyhow. So, in the same time, we see the same thing with Pinchas. Pinchas was also doing the same manner. When he thought that something is so wrong, he did not fear to do something that is look like very, very, very stringent, very strong, to kill a leader in Am Yisrael. And both of them have the merit to bring good news, we see. Whenever we are in Brit Milah, we said that now the angel of the Brit, Elyahoo HaNavi, is come. That's why we're making a chair for Elyahoo. Another thing, we see that Pinchas, the Torah said about him that I giving him my covenant of peace. More than that, there is a midrash said that Yaakov Avinu, there are 5 times in the Torah which mention with the word Vav, not just Yud Ayin Kuf Bet, also with the Vav, Yud Ayin Kuf Vav Bet. And Elyahoo HaNavi, there are 5 times which his name is mentioned without the Vav, only Elyahoo HaNavi. So the Midrash said that Yaakov Avinu came to Elyahoo and he said, give me 5 times your Vav in order that I will make sure, I will take it as a collateral that you will go and reveal and give news of Am Yisrael to the redemption. So we actually see that the main job of Elyahoo HaNavi is not ended. Elyahoo HaNavi is supposed to give the news about the Geulah. As much as he didn't do it, his job is not ended. We also know about Elyahoo HaNavi, that Elyahoo HaNavi came up to heaven with his body and soul. We don't know place which buried. What it means that he came up to heaven with body and soul, we don't know. But it was the Torah said, so we believe. And here, we'll try to understand what is the meaning of Elyahoo HaNavi in our life. There is a story about one of Talmid Chacham that said that Elyahoo HaNavi used to come to him every time to learn with him Torah. And they knew that everyone, this tzaddik, he has big Shekhinah. One time, one of the students requested to meet Elyahoo HaNavi from the Rav. So the Rav told him, I will let you know. You learn Torah properly, I will let you know. He was studying very hard. One day, some regular, ordinary fellow, looked like not religious at all, entered to the Bet Midrash, to the synagogue where they used to sit and learn, and asked, where is the office of the rabbi? And the same student took him to the office of the rabbi. The same fellow was sitting there for some time, then left and bye. Then the Rav told him, you wanted to meet Elyahoo HaNavi? This was he. How could it be possible? He said, Elyahoo HaNavi, he can dress in any face he wants. Same thing, there is a story from the Baal Shem Tov that one day they have been in the forest, he and few students, and one officer of the army came there to the forest, was speaking a little bit, and left, and then Baal Shem Tov told them this was Elyahoo HaNavi. An officer, yes. Another one interesting story. One person wanted very much, and from here, from this story, we will be able to understand a little bit the question about what is Elyahoo. One person wanted very much to learn, to meet Elyahoo. He came to the Belzer Rebbe, I think. No, to the Gur Rebbe. And he was asking the Rebbe of Hasidut named Gur. Like Hasidut Chabad, there is also Hasidut Gur. And he told him that he wants to learn to meet with Elyahoo. So, the same Rabbi told him, okay, I want you to learn 1,000 nights continuously. Continuously. And once you do that, you will reach to the Elyahoo. Okay. He started to learn day after day after day, and he, few friends, day of 200, the friends left. Some of them. Day 500, another few of them left. And then, once he reached to day 700, 800, he was staying alone, but he was very strong on his decision. He was learning day and every night properly. And the day of 950, the Rebbe called him and said, I see that you are reaching to the last point. I want to give you some instructions. From now, you don't talk about it. You don't talk about it with anyone. Once you reach to the 900, 999, in the same day, in the morning before the night 1,000, come to me. I want to meet you again. Okay. Rebbe told him how to learn more, etc., etc. And after 49 days, the day of the last day of the 1,000, the same fellow come to the rabbi, and the rabbi tell him, listen to me very well. Tonight, you need to be prepared, you study, etc., etc. And listen to me very carefully. Don't open the door to anyone until Elyahoo comes. Don't open the door to anyone. Don't feel, because if someone will be there, Elyahoo will not come. Okay. He came home. He went to study. He went to the synagogue after that in the night. Opened the book, started to learn. 12 o'clock he looking. Quiet. He is alone. In 12:30, he hear knocks on the door. Okay. He goes to the door. He asks, who is this? Then some person tell him, I am a very poor man. I need to drink some tea. It's very cold outside. Let me enter to the synagogue to have some tea, to read some tea. I'm very, 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 very freezing out. Freezing. It's very freezing. Then he tells him, I'm sorry, but not tonight. Please, please, not tonight, not tonight. He started to tell him, no, you cannot come tonight. After 5 minutes, he knocked again on the door. Please, do me a favor. I request you. Please, help me to enter. I am freezing out. He requested him, he said, no, please, not tonight, go to the neighbor, I will give him the exact address, you go, they will give you some tea. Okay. He convinced him to leave, and he left. Okay, the person started to sit, come back and learn. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, starting to feel anxious. There is Elyahoo HaNavi. 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, the sun rise. No Elyahoo. Didn't care. He went back to the Rebbe and asked him, Rebbe, I was waiting all the night. Elyahoo HaNavi didn't come. Then he asked him, no one can? He said, no one can. He said, no one can? He said, one fellow knocked on the door and asked for tea. And the Rebbe told me not to enter anyone, so I did not entertain him. The Rebbe put the hand and said, this was Elyahoo HaNavi. What? The Rebbe told him not to let him enter, not to let anyone to enter. But in another side, he was tested in the same thing exactly. And what was the test? What was the test that if he deserved to the revealance of Elyahoo HaNavi? The test was that yes, it could be 1,000 days that you walked out to have the merits to meet Elyahoo HaNavi. But if that you think that in account of another favor for a Jew, it's less important than revealance of Elyahoo HaNavi, then you not deserve for Elyahoo HaNavi to come to you. Which means, Rebbe gave him very simple test. Elyahoo HaNavi going to, you, presence of other people will disturb Elyahoo HaNavi. But in the end of the day, if there is a Jew freezing out there, so no problem, Elyahoo HaNavi will wait for another day. This was supposed to be the test. This was supposed to be the reaction. And if he was opening the door for the same thing, and he knowingly that he's probably will not going to see Elyahoo HaNavi tonight. Why? Because someone will be there with him and drink tea. And he ready to jeopardize it because he wants the favor of the same person to have tea. Then Elyahoo HaNavi said, oh, this is exactly what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the heart. I'm looking for the real honesty to God. And this was what Pinchas did. Pinchas was not chas v'shalom wanted to fight with anyone. No, neither Elyahoo HaNavi. But he knew that as much that he will not be fighting for the right thing, it will bring disease on the entire nation. Because he loved Am Yisrael so much, he decided to risk himself. Pinchas didn't know the miracles will happen to him, that he will not be able to be Kohen ever. He thought that when he's going now to kill someone, he will not be able to be Kohen. He was ready to jeopardize it. He was ready to risk it all. He was ready to risk who is he, his respect, and maybe to kill him. Just because it's the right thing to do. Not just for himself because he's getting more influence from God or love from God. No, even that no. Only because he knew that Am Israel has, what he said, Heshiv et chamati me'al bnei Israel. What he done, Pinchas ben Elazar? He returned my anger from bnei Israel when he did my job. Instead of I needed to punish them, he did the action with a small action. He saved a lot of lives. ולא חיליתי את בני ישראל בקנאתי. And I didn't need to punish them at all. Same thing with Eliyahu HaNavi. Eliyahu HaNavi was all the time ready to be run away from Am Israel, to get punished for all these prophets, for all the prophets of the false prophet that he killed. Only that Am Israel will know that God is, that Hashem hu Elokim. That Am Israel will not be in situation which needed to punish them. And therefore, there is no one else that was chosen by the father, the patriarch. You, Eliyahu HaNavi, will be the one that going to be revealed to Am Israel, that Mashiach is coming. Now, we'll take it a step further. How will we know this is Eliyahu HaNavi? The story that we told before, and all the stories that we heard about Eliyahu HaNavi tells us one thing: Eliyahu HaNavi can be anybody. Eliyahu HaNavi could be anybody. You could see someone and you can see someone that talks to you and you never know, and there is many stories about the revealings of Eliyahu HaNavi. You don't know who is Eliyahu HaNavi. He can wear any kind of dressing. So what does it mean that Eliyahu HaNavi will come to us before Mashiach will come? How will we know that Eliyahu HaNavi came? Who is Eliyahu HaNavi? So we called Eliyahu HaNavi Malach HaBrit, which means Eliyahu HaNavi, it's above already a body, in a neshama in body. It's already reached to a level of Malach. And what is Malach? Malach, we know there is a different way of angels as per the Torah. All of them have one source. It's a messenger of God, which means it's revealance that coming from above to the person with a message. It either could be dressed in a dream, it could be bad angel or good angel, not necessarily. Either it can come with thoughts in your mind. Either it can come, someone come to you and tells you something which you just needed to hear and solve your problem. We know, we faced it many times. We're thinking and don't know what to answer, and suddenly come to us, tell us something, and it gives us different thoughts. He came like, and then we said the expression, you came like an angel. And who put the mind what to tell to the same person to you? Hashem. Which means he really was an angel to us, to the person. How we know? It said about Hagar, the mother of Ishmael, when she was at the time of running away from the house of Abraham, she was going in the desert and was very thirsty. And suddenly a person came to her and told her, you're going to be fine, God will give you water, etc. And there is water there, and bless her. Rashi said, she already recognized he is Malach because she was in the house of Abraham. And in Abraham they used to see Malachim. What? why she, if it was Malach, it was such a clear concept, an angel was such a clear concept, which means why she was need to recognize because she was housing Abraham, it was an angel and that's it. No. But in the same moment, person who don't live in house of Abraham, which not live with the faith that God is everywhere and everything, and everything that coming to our life is a message from God. Someone without this being will think that some ordinary person will talk to me. But Abraham Avinu, for him, no. Every discussion, every person coming to the house, it's Malachim. Hashem doesn't say, this is not coming out of nowhere. We could take it to learn from it or reject for it. It's different work. There is two different types of Malachim. Malachim that we're supposed to tell them no, Malachim that we're supposed to tell them yes. Good Malachim or not Malachim. We have our work to see divinity in every corner. And hence, Hagar would able to know that this is Malach. Because she had trained to recognize a messenger of God. Even if the person looked regular way. Same thing we see in the mother of Shimshon HaGibor. Shimshon HaGibor, the mother of Shimshon, seen some person which tell her, you're going to have a son and it's going to be special, and the same, and then she called her husband, and the angel of God was revealing to them again. And then they see some vision which the men that they seen entered to a flame, and then the pasuk said, then they came to know it's an angel of God, because before that they were not sure. They thought that Moabi is a messenger of God, but how we could come to know? Now again, the message of God can be in everything, in everywhere. It could be something that came in our idea, our own idea coming from Hashem. So, what is the conclusion? Is that angel can come in any kind of form. Message from God can come in anywhere, in any nearby us. And the day of Mashiach is a day that we supposed to start to see divinity in everywhere, like Avraham Avinu, like Moshe Rabbeinu, that they had the knowledge and understanding that God is in every detail. And hence we communicate with God in every time. We're talking, he answers. We're talking, he answers. The messengers come, the thoughts come. All the time we are in continuous discussion with God. This is the time of Mashiach. And revealance of Elyahoo, which means once Am Israel starting to see in every person someone knock on our door, think it's an angel of God. Think that someone came to you from Hashem. The question is what we're supposed to do with the person. Positive or negative, it's as per halakha. But you need in your mind, every one of this, everyone that knocked on the door is Eliyahoo HaNavi. And hence I should see the reality in these eyes. That everything from Hashem himself. And this is what is the revealance of Elyahoo, which starting before, little bit before the time of the redemption. Once the redemption comes, as Mashiach comes, it will go, the sun will be very light. There is only one God and we are nothing. And we are only walking. We have very limited decision making that God gave us in order to be able to reach to the goal which God prepared for us. But the truth, everything around us is a word of Hashem. Nothing will be, no detail in our life will be there without Hashem command. It will be there. Once this revealance starts in the mind, and in our nation it's starting very much, and we see all the symbols around us, all the fights, it's only to awake us to one reality. To make sure that we understand that God is everywhere and with everyone. And it could be anyone next to us, that right now Eliyahoo HaNavi said something to us through his voice. Any one of us. Any one of us could be Eliyahoo of someone else. How? It's only Hashem making it. But we need to open our eyes, to see everything around us as a sign of divinity. Everything around us, if someone tells me something, I was supposed to hear it. If I seen something, I exactly was supposed to see it. If I met someone, God wanted me to meet him. This revealance, this is a revealance which is called the level of revealance of Eliyahoo. Why? As we said, Eliyahoo could be anywhere. Eliyahoo could come and show divinity and give message of God to anywhere. And the sign of Geulah is once that we, as a Jewish, starting to feel it more and more and more. In our generation, it's happening. People starting to understand more and more and more how much God in every detail. Even that we knew it all the time, we suddenly to feel that even our thoughts, even our idea, is not our idea. It's Hashem's idea. Be'ezrat Hashem, may Hashem will grant us soon enough with a full revealance of Eliyahoo HaNavi. And these days, which started yesterday, 17 of Tammuz, which is in Gematria Tov, the Rebbe mentioned. 17 is Gematria Tov, good, will turn into, like the prophet said, וצום הרביעי וצום החמישי יהפכו לששון ולשמחה. They will become and happy and joy events, because soon enough we will see the rhythm and we will see Mashiach Tzidkenu. We will live in full revealance that God is with us with any moment, in every word, in every talk. Be'ezrat Hashem, b'mehera b'yameinu. Amen. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bless
Rabbi.
you.